how much are classes? What's included? Are there any discounts? This is Scott Conway at the GQ Dojo. You'll find us online at letterGQDojo.com. And this is one of the most common questions people ask at a martial arts school. How much are classes? And typically you're given the amount of the classes by month, sometimes by week, sometimes just by class. Sometimes you're told about a registration fee up front. Sometimes they skip a lot of these things. A lot of times they'll tell you what the monthly fee is, but they don't mention whether or not there's a belt testing fee and how much that is, or sometimes a belting fee, sometimes a uniform fee or an advancement fee. Right now in 2014, as I am recording this, our least expensive program is $60 a month, and our most expensive program is $200 a month. Or, depending how you measure it, class over class, the $60 program is actually our most expensive program because that's for 1 day a week. And our $200 program, you can come 3 days a week, you can come to 4 classes a day, and when you divide that out, that ends up being about $5 a class. So class for class, that's the cheapest program. So it depends upon what you are looking for value. But when you ask the question as to how much are classes, one of the things you need to know is what is included in this package. Are there any additional fees? So when you ask this question when you go to a martial arts school, ask them what the monthly fee is. And ask them, are there any additional fees, mandatory or recommended fees that are necessary for me to continue my training here all the way to or beyond black belt? Sometimes, if they're a little dodgy about that, you want to be careful. Now let me tell you a quick little story, and this might help you out. At someone they were looking, price was the number one thing. They had a limited budget, and they had to find the cheapest place. We weren't the cheapest place as far as monthly fees went. They found another school. They signed up for a 2-year contract to get a really good monthly rate. What they weren't told up front, though, they found out after they signed the contract, and now they're into their contract, was there was a belt test fee. Okay, well, it's a testing fee. Okay, I get it, a fee for the test. And they paid the testing fee. Then there was a belting fee. There's a separate fee if you passed your test, and they're going to give you your belt to pay for the belt and the award ceremony for the belt. And then every 2 or 3 belts, as you went forward, you needed a new uniform. So there's a new uniform fee. By the time they were done paying these extra fees, the prices between my school and the other school were about equal. Because for us, we don't charge a belt test fee. We don't charge a belting fee. We just lock it in. This is your monthly fee. We include your tests. We include your belts. We include your insurance because some schools charge an insurance fee. We include any of your dues that you might have to pay. Some schools will charge you an additional annual due for an association membership. Some schools will charge you for the certificates. All of our stuff is included. And because our stuff is included, our fee is very easy to calculate. You might be on a $100 a month program or a $200 a month program. Well, then what happened at this other school, they got halfway to black belt. And then the black belt contract was a significant jump in price. All the other fees were still there. All of a sudden, they were going to end up paying 1.5 to 2 times per month what they were going to be paying if they had just trained with me. So you need to ask the question as to what's included, and are there any other fees that will be necessary or suggested in order to get all the way to black belt. And you can specifically ask, are there any testing fees? Are there any belting fees? Are there any mandatory purchases? If there are mandatory purchases, am I required to make those purchases through the school, or can I get whatever else I need anyway? How much is it actually going to cost me to get all the way to black belt? Especially if there's a contract involved, or even if it's a month-to-month. Like, is my price locked in all the way to black belt, or might the price go up higher later on? And get the answers to these questions so you can estimate the real cost of training at a particular location. As for discounts, sometimes there's family discounts, sometimes there's military discounts, sometimes there's senior citizen discounts. Never hurts to ask. At our particular school, we work it out with each individual family because we don't want that checkbook to be the final determinant of whether or not people in the family can train. And so we'll work with every family on a family-by-family basis. I'm Scott Conway at GQDojo.com, letter G, letter Q, DOJO.com.